do, if I share the entire screen, right, then you can just see everything.
Oh, there you go.
So we'll start this off with an invocation to the Sarpa deities for protection before we even begin. Even before we even begin with the family tree of the Nagas.
Okay.
Atha Sarpa Suktam. And now the chant seeking the serpent influences in one's life to be pleasant and benevolent. Brahma loke cha ye sarpa shesha naga purogamaha namostu tebhyas supritaah prasannas santu me sada. Those serpents of the realm of the Creator, Brahma, starting with Sheshanaga and others, prostrations to them, may they always be pleasant and benevolent towards me. Vishnu loke cha ye sarpa vasuki pramukhascha ye namostu tebhyas supritaah prasannas santu me sada. Those serpents of the realm of the sustainer, Vishnu, starting with Vasuki and others, prostrations to them, may they always be pleasant and benevolent towards me. Rudra loke cha ye sarpas takshaka pramukhas tatha namostu tebhyas supritaah prasannas santu me sada. Those serpents of the realm of the destroyer, Rudra, starting with Takshaka and others, prostrations to them, may they always be pleasant and benevolent towards me. Khandavasya tatha dahe svargan ye cha samashritah namostu tebhyas supritaah prasannas santu me sada. Those serpents who attained to the realm of Svarga during the burning of the Khandava forest, prostrations to them, may they always be pleasant and benevolent towards me. Sarpa satre cha ye sarpa आस्तिकेन च रक्षिताः नमोऽस्तु तेभ्यः सुप्रीताः प्रसन्नाः सन्तु मे सदा. Those serpents who were saved by Astika during the yajna named Sarpasatra, prostrations to them, may they always be pleasant and benevolent towards me. Malaye chaiva ye sarpa कर्कोटप्रमुखाश्च ये नमोऽस्तु तेभ्यः सुप्रीताः प्रसन्नाः सन्तु मे सदा. Those serpents who reside in the mountains, starting with Karkotaka and others, prostrations to them, may they always be pleasant and benevolent towards me. Dharma loke cha ye sarpa वैतरण्यान् समाहिताः नमोऽस्तु तेभ्यः सुप्रीताः प्रसन्नाः सन्तु मे सदा. Those serpents of the realm of Dharmaloka who gather in the river Vaitarani, prostrations to them, may they always be pleasant and benevolent towards me. Samudre chaiva ye sarpa patale chaiva sansthitāः namostu tebhyah suprītāः prasannaः santu me sada. Those serpents of the realm of Patala Loka and those who reside in the oceans, prostrations to them, may they always be pleasant and benevolent towards me. Ye sarpaः parvatagreshu dari sandhishu sansthitāः namostu tebhyah suprītāः prasannaः santu me sada. Those serpents who reside on the peaks of mountains, in mounds, holes, and crevices, prostrations to them, may they always be pleasant and benevolent towards me. Grame va yadi varanye ye sarpah pracharanti Namostu tebhyas supritaah prasannaah santu me sada. Those serpents who wander either in the villages or in the forests, prostrations to them, may they always be pleasant and benevolent towards me. Prithivyan chaiva ye sarpa bali sansthitāh Namostu tebhyas supritaah prasannaah santu me sada. Those serpents on this earth and those who are subject to worship, prostrations to them, may they always be pleasant and benevolent towards me. Rasatale cha ye sarpa anantadya mahavishah Namostu tebhyas supritaah prasannaah santu me sada. Those serpents of the realm of Rasatala, starting with Ananta and others, of great venom, prostrations to them, may they always be pleasant and benevolent towards me. Iti Shri Sarpa Suktam Sampurnam. Thus, the chant seeking the serpents to be pleasant and benevolent is complete.
With that, we'll start our exploration of the family tree of these Nagas.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. So I don't know if you were listening to the names of the 12 serpents
Mm-hmm.
they mentioned in that chant, but those 12, those names will come in handy, somewhere down the line here.
Okay.
Because let me start with sort of the Great Bear, the what is it, the Ursa Major constellation?
There we go. This one. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. So here, Ursa Major. So the why does this Ursa Major matter, right? How to make this go away? Okay, there we go. Why does Ursa Major matter? You see, where is our Polaris? Here's our Polaris, right? Our pole star.
Okay.
So do you know why the pole star matters?
No.
So when you look at the, here, let's see. When you look at the sky, right? If you draw a straight line down from Polaris, you get the north. That's why.
Okay.
And in the old days, there was a different star. It was called Tuban, I think. Tuban. This one. Tuban. Okay. Was the one where if you would put, like draw a line down, that is true north. Because you can't find north-south from the sunrise.
Right.
Because, the
East and west.
and it goes down south and north. And so it's like southeast or northeast is sunrise. So that's why, like, for navigation, in the old days, you needed Tuban was the one who was the pole star, right?
Okay.
And now Tuban comes in handy when I explain the family tree of these guys.
Okay.
Of the Nagas, of the dragons. And but nowadays it's Polaris, and I reckon at some point in the future it'll be Vega. And there's a which means imagine this is going to be the new tilt, right? Where it's like northeast. It was northwest.
Okay.
Now it's sort of north here. But you see, even this one is sort of inclining northeast, isn't it?
Yes.
Think about it. But then someday it'll be like here. And I think that's just sort of the wobble where it'll keep going, like this. And and this is why, by the way, I was suggesting Gemini Brett, because he's very he calls himself an astrolonaut, like an astrologer, and it's true because and he's a very good astronaut because he's all about like the actual stars. And
Gotcha.
there's another channel. I'll text you the link where they talk about they do talk about this theory about Vega being the next pole star. They say in a few hundreds of years or so. I think it may come sooner, but
Okay.
I'm not the professional in this one.
Mm, okay.
I think those guys are like actual astronauts. So, but okay, coming back to, let's go to the past. Okay, let's go to Tuban. Why does
Okay.
Tuban matter? Okay, let's look at what constellation Tuban is near. Any guesses?
The
This Tuban.
Great Bear? Is it the Great Bear?
No, take another
No.
guess. It's related to the topic.
Well, you can see Orion
Yes, where's Orion?
right here. Well, I can't show you with my.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's right that you can see it right next to it.
Which one? This one?
Mm-hmm.
No, this is the Great Bear.
Or the Big Dipper.
And the
Sorry.
yeah. And the Big Dipper is the Great Bear or Ursa Major,
Right.
right? But wait, where am I? Why is this? What is this? What is this shrine? Oh no, I got hooked up onto a Starlink. What the heck? Wait, no, I'm gonna show you.
I can't move the screen.
Okay, that's a bummer. I wish we could be co-hosts.
Mm-hmm.
Draco.
Oh,
But-
look it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The Draco
bottom
constellation.
line is, the old snakes were Draco, the stars in the sky, or not the stars, the dragons in the sky. The dragon in the sky, I think. So the Draco constellation, and where's our Tuban here? Tuban is somewhere. Yeah, Tuban, the tail of the dragon. You see that?
Yes.
Okay, so here I've highlighted on Tuban, and now I'm just going to do Draco, and you see. So that used to be the old pole star, right? Dragons in the sky, serpents in the sky. Keep that in mind, okay?
Okay.
And now let's go to the Big Dipper.
Yeah, okay, this one here, right?
Okay.
Our new pole star is this guy, Polaris, right?
Okay.
But let's stick with the Ursa Major. And you see all these stars. I'm going to just highlight their names real quick, okay? Al-Qaid, Mizar, Aliyah, Megrez, Fekda, Merak, and Dubé. And then if you look at it this way, you'll see. Look at the feet here.
Yeah.
You see these two, like these little two and these little two.
Yes.
These two also matter. This Iota RC and Kappa RC and then Tanya Borealis and this one. Right?
Okay.
Now, why do they matter? When you if you convert these, and I don't know how to do it on a computer, I know how to do it on my app. If you convert the mythology of these from the Western names, if you convert it over to the Indian Vedic system, you will see one of the goddesses / wives consort of one of the people in this family tree. And that's why. So that gets very interesting very fast. So I'll keep this one open and online while I do this one, okay? So, Ursa Major, these are the stars, right? Now,
Yeah.
my star is a how do you pronounce it? Spectroscopic binary. You aware of this one?
No.
So it's a binary star. You know, it just actually let's go right up. I'll show you. Alcor? Yeah. Oh no. Let's just go back. Show you that one. Oh yeah, it's a double or multiple star. Oh, come on. Yeah. Okay. So you see this? You see this number 80 here?
Yes.
So it's like a partner star there.
Okay.
You know, and this matters in terms of the mythology and the story behind these. Okay.
Okay.
So these 7 but this one has a pair.
Okay.
Now, in Vedic astrology, this particular constellation, the Ursa Major, is called the Sapta Rishi Mandala, which is the Sapta means 7, Rishis is sages. So it's the 7 sages, basically. And these 7 sages, these are the names: Marichi, Vashishta, Angiras, Atri, Pulastya, Pulaha, and Kratu. Now, do you remember the whole thing? I think maybe when Rick was talking about the Pleiades and the 6 sisters, the 7 sisters. Do you remember that whole thing?
I don't know. Maybe.
Were you in class that time?
No, I might have not been.
Okay, let me pull up this one now. Pleiades. No, okay, here. So these are like known as what, the 6 sisters, the 7 sisters, or something like that, right?
Okay.
Now, again, in Vedic astrology and in the Vedas too, there's a story of how the god of the deity of this particular star system or nakshatra was very interested in all of them, and so he disguised himself or something. He disguised himself to look like each of their husbands to be able to be with them.
Okay.
But the only one who he could not trick was the one star called Arundhati. Okay, sound familiar? This one.
Okay.
Right? Like this one has. So these are the 7 sages, right?
Okay.
Arundhati was the only one who he could not fool.
Okay.
Now, when the sages discovered that, they basically threw out their 6 wives, and the wives were, even though they were the ones who were actually tricked, right, by Agni, still, it was like, well, only your devotion is perfect, so only you get to remain. So that's the sort of how this binary pair in this Saptarishi is explained, and how those 6 stars, which, if you think about it, and the fact that, the star Algo and all that mythology too, that story behind Algo being beheaded after she got raped, it's like, wait, what? Shouldn't you actually rape the Neptune god rather than the chick who he raped, right?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense, but so that same, like, those 6 who were exiled, even though they didn't actually do something wrong, it was Agni who actually tricked them, if you think about it that way, right?
Right.
But in any case, so that's the explanation for sort of this binary pair here, where Vashishta is, right?
Okay.
In any case, for the family tree of our snakes, dragons, sarpas, nagas, these do not, they do matter, but they don't matter as much as this guy up here does, Marichi. Because one is so Kashyap is the son of Marichi. Okay, so you notice over here in the Gotra Rishis, here, a Gotra, are you able to see my, glass?
Yeah.
So, the Gotra Rishis are the sort of lineage ones, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Now, Kashyap is the son of Marichi.
Okay.
And that's why his name here, among all the others, is replaced now here with Kashyap instead of Marichi, you see?
Okay. Uh-huh.
But now, when you go, and now here in this table, I sort of explained which, where the sources are. So these are the Gotra Rishis. Then in the Brihad Nyayak Upanishad, it sort of remains that way, except like you'll see some have changed, like Bhrigu is now Jamadagni.
Okay.
Yeah, here it's still Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra remains the same. In the Jaimini Brahmana and the Brihad Nyayak Upanishad, some of the names, some of the lineages, the words are different. Okay?
Right.
There's also some correspondence to the planetary nature. Like, I'm a little bit iffy on certain ones, like, for example, okay, like, Gautam Buddha, right?
Okay.
Buddha is also Mercury.
Okay.
So this word, Gautama, right? That sounds an awful lot like Gautam Buddha.
Okay.
So that, I was wondering, could this be Mercury? Then this one, Agastya. Now, I don't know if you remember, but in that story of the video of Shatabisha, where I mentioned that you can't talk about Shatabisha Nakshatra and Varuna without talking about Anuradha Nakshatra and the Mitras, right? Because it's Mitra Varuna.
Right.
There was a story about the Agastya and who else? There were two sages, right? I want to say his name was in V. So yeah, these two. But and then you see how these two. So then, would this be Mars related? Could be, maybe. I don't know. This is it's the other ones are very, like, the other planetary natures are very clear in my head, right? But I haven't been able to understand whether I could correlate the Mars planetary nature to this lineage or not.
Right.
Because, and there's another reason why. And the reason why is when you go into Stellarium and you look up Agastya when you change the settings and do Indian.
Right.
You look up Agastya. Agastya is actually the star Canopus. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. Yeah, Agastya. Agastya. No, there's another one. I have to do Canopus here. Well, let's see. I might be able to change settings. Oh, okay, maybe. No, it doesn't. Do you know how to change settings on this thing?
Not on the
On the
app, but not on the.
Yeah. Well, okay. Anyways, if you look up Canopus and then on the app you change it, right? You'll see that this one is called. This one's called Agastya.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and now here's the interesting thing. Like, let's look at the neighborhood of where this Agastya is sitting, okay? If you see here, that's Puranas. Okay, you see that? Puranas? Right? And, like, see how close it is, right?
Yes.
Then see reticulum. Oh, no, reticuli. Constellation? Yeah. Here. See how close to Canopus? Right?
Yes.
Okay, so now let me go back. Okay, I feel like maybe this is not all coming together yet, but it will.
Yeah. Well, we have time.
We have time.
We have plenty of time.
Okay, so Kashyap is Marichi's son, right?
Yes.
And Agastya is the son of Kashyap. And Agastya, well, and here's where it kind of gets tricky, because Kashyap, in Indian tradition, like if you are like me, if you're Catholic, you don't get any, like you're not part of these 7.
Okay.
And the by default one is to get Kashyap. Like if you're a quote unquote foreigner or like not of a Hindu lineage of the 7, by default you get Kashyap. And everybody who's foreign/strange is also associated with Rahu, with the North. Okay, so this is where I wonder about this Mars and Rahu thing.
Okay.
You know, because that's sort of the lineage of how it goes. Okay, so now I'm going to take you to who Kashyap is. This is Kashyap. I got this picture from the web. Okay, this guy.
Okay.
Guy. He's Rishi Kashyap, and the legend is that he has 13 wives.
Okay.
And look at all the creatures in their like womb, so to speak.
Okay.
She's got lizards. This one got fish. This one got snakes. This one's got trees and plants and stuff. This one,
Horses.
yeah, and
Birds.
yeah, and butterflies.
Butterflies, yeah, snakes.
Snakes right there.
Yeah, what's this?
Greenery, like trees.
Yeah, in like a pond or something?
Yeah, and
Eagles and monkeys? Are
yeah.
those eagles?
yeah, looks like
Okay.
it. Eagles,
Okay.
owls, all kind of like big birds.
Yeah.
So he has 13 wives, who are all, by the way, the daughter of they are the daughter of King Daksha. And
Okay.
Daksha is, so I like to go into sort of the meaning of the word. The word Daksha means focus.
Okay.
And it's like each word, right? Even like if I pull up what the names of each of these daughters is, they're basically the character traits almost. You know, so that I think is pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
And here's a more detailed one. This I got, I wish the girl's name was written on here, because this was written by, this thing was drawn by some girl on Facebook.
Wow, yeah, the detail.
Yeah, because look, and it's got everybody on there. Oh yeah, this one has all the names of everybody, okay? Now, yeah, I'll zoom in a bit. So there's Surasa. Okay, what does Surasa sound like? Like from Greek or whatever, I don't know what.
Yeah.
Cersei?
Yeah, so, yeah, huh?
Right?
Yes,
Yeah, so Surasa, I think it sounds like Cersei. Okay,
it does, yes, it does,
Yeah.
absolutely.
yeah, so, and she's the mother of the sea snakes and the sea monsters. Then there's Kadru. She's the mother of the Naagas. And I'll drill down deeper into this one, the Nagas one.
Okay.
This is sort of where it really goes, you know.
Okay.
But Takshak, Vasuki, Nahusha, and Ananta. Okay. Then Krodvasha. Now, Krodh means angry, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So, like, that also tells you something, right? but oh, check this out. Kadru. Now, if you hear the story between Kadru and, like, Vinata, like the sister who she would compete with the most, it sounds like Kadr almost. You know, like cadre? Like
Yeah.
a cadre of, like, a level, the hierarchy. So, this one sounds like Cersei. This one sounds like a Kadr. Krodh means anger. And she's the mother of 14,000 Nagas and Krodavasha Rakshasa. Now, Rakshasa people, they translate it as demons, but Raksha actually means protection. And so I think it's actually like a protector demon.
Yeah.
Demon, not a quote-unquote demon.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Then Kasa. Isn't there like a language in South Africa called Kasa? Have you heard of it?
I don't know, but there's, CASA workers are, when you said protector, the CASA workers are the child advocate something. They work for, like, CASA centers. They're the advocacy workers for the children's centers.
Wow. And look at her little Kasa boy there. And mother of Yakshakas and Rakshasa. Yakshas and Rakshasa. Yaksha is like a half and half, you know? Like they're not quite demons, they're not quite they're sort of in between, like.
Okay.
Then
They're crossed.
Brahmin-
They're crossed?
yeah, but they're more like
like so for example, like if you in like magical or astrological magic also, if you like make offerings to yakshas, like they give you results much faster. Okay. But like you also don't know what else you're signing up for. Okay. It's like kind of like, okay, be careful. Unless like, you're very determined and you don't mind or don't care with whatever else happens. But yeah, then Danu, mother of the Danavas, such as the Pallamas and the Kalakeyas. Okay, there's a lot more again on Danavas too. Diti, okay, now, I want to show you Diti and Aditi because these two, like this is a bit veering off from like, so the snakes and the Nagas, right? You see this last girl here, Vinata? Yes. And Kadru. The main theme and the story is between these two, Kadru and Vinata. Okay. But there's also like here, this one, Diti and Aditi. Again, like if you look at the names, right? Diti is divisions. Aditi is undivided. Okay. So this is sort of where they are like in opposition because she's the mother of the, you could say divided ones or differentiated ones. And Aditi is the mother of the undivided ones. Now, primarily she's the mother of the 12 solar Adityas, right? But if you think about it, the sunlight is the sunlight. Sure, the sunlight may be different in January than it is in July. But if you think about it just philosophically, they're still undivided, right? Because they're not divided. And Diti are divided because, see, she's the mother of the Daityas, such as the Hiranyakashipu and the Maruts. The Maruts are the winds, right? The winds are very different. Like, the tornado is different from a typhoon, is different from a cyclone, is different from a tropical hurricane, something, They're all differentiated. And so, many people like to say that, oh, like, Diti is the bad one because she's divisive, and this one is a good one because she's undivided. But I'm not so sure whether putting such good bad labels is fair. Because certain natural forces have to be divisive. Right. So certain don't. Like, sun is the sun. I mean, sure, it's different, but not really. Or like, it's still the sun. Right, bioindividuality. You have to discern. Discernment might be important in certain situations. Exactly. And then Arishta, she's the mother of the Gandharvas. So the Yakshas, the Gandharvas, they all kind of go together. Again, like super powerful beings, these guys. And then Muni, she's the mother of all the Apsaras. Now, the Apsaras also, they kind of badly translated as like the celestial nymphs. Or like, like these so-called like seductive beings or whatever. But they're far more than that. Again, like the geishas say, people may say, oh, like the geishas are not actually the hookers in Japan, They are more like they are meant to like be extremely charming and engaging also, mentally engaging also, to their patron, right? Or to like the person who they are supporting. They're not just some, dumb bimbo things, right? Right, yeah. So Muni is the mother of the Apsaras. Tamara is the mother to 6 daughters who were mothers to owls, crows, horses, camels, donkeys, fowls, eagles, and vultures. Here, Tamara. Wow. And, Surabhi is the mother to cows and buffaloes only. That's interesting. Ila is the mother to, sorry, go ahead. No, it's just interesting how the one's the mother to so many things and the other one's just cows and buffaloes. Right, yeah. It's like, and it gets more fun because, like, to that point, right? Like, one has only, like, a few, one has more. There's, like, no differentiation between, like, some have many, some have few, right? It almost doesn't matter, like, the number of creations. Ila is the mother to the flora, the trees, the creepers, and the shrubs. And then, finally, Vinata is the mother of just 2, Garuda and Aruna. Now, this one story is very interesting and important because, like, just look how she only has the one guy here. Of course, they all have only one that they're showing, but here, this one matters. And why, I'll tell you. Because, so the story was, so there was a boon that was given to Kadru and to Vinata. And the boon was that, you can have some excellent children. And Kadru wished for 1,000 snakes, 1,000 nagas, okay? And Vinata wished for only 2 good children. 2 children would be like excellent. But in waiting around, what happened was Vinata became impatient. And she began to nudge on one of the eggs. Because she was like, come on. It was like, I don't know, 1,000 years or something. And so she was getting impatient. And so, she broke that egg a little too soon. And so the other one, who was born, he was born, luckily. But because he was not allowed to form, because she asked for 2 children who were extremely powerful, right? So he would have been extremely powerful if he would have been allowed to differentiate and grow and crack open in his own time. But her forcing the matter, he was born, but not into his full-on potential. He became the chariot driver. The chariot driver of whom, though? The chariot driver of the sun. So that's pretty powerful. Nevertheless, yeah.
But still, only the quote unquote only the chariot driver, right?
Right.
Yeah. As opposed to this guy, who became, who's the Garuda. It's like a very, very powerful bird. And by the way, in astrology or in astronomy, this one is represented as Aquila. Here, Aquila. Is Aquila? I'm spelling it wrong. Alter. Aquila constellation, right? I don't know. I'm not spelling it right. I think. No, I'm definitely spelling it wrong. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Aquila constellation. There we go. You see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's him up there. The Altair star and the Aquila constellation. And this is where, like, there's that, like, well, this is not the entire reason why there's, like, a lifelong hatred between the eagle and the snakes. That's a different story. But I'll get there in a minute. Oh yeah, we were going to do the mantra, which I did before. Okay, and I think I was planning to, like, this is where I didn't get that far. But I was planning to, like, in this PowerPoint, insert each and every constellation here. Okay, now there's some where I didn't, I was not entirely sure which constellation it corresponds to. But the few that I knew, I've put them here, okay? And now, by the way, okay, so we'll look at these 12 names and then I'll stop screen share and then we can talk. Because I'm like not seeing you. So, you see here, okay, so in many of the sort of main Naaga stories, right, you get these 7 here, okay? If you look up on Wikipedia or like some of the pictures that I downloaded, I'll put all that in the Excel, in the PowerPoint pictures and everything properly, and I'll show it to you. But there's mainly these 7. But then you notice in that chant that we did in the beginning,
Yeah.
there were 12 names.
Yes.
So, and these are the 12. Sheshanag. What does Sheshanag mean? Sheshanag. So the word Shesha means like what is left over, what remains. Shesha. Okay. And so, but it's not like just what remains. It's almost like it's never ending.
Okay.
So it's usually this one is referred to as Ananta Shesha. And Ananta means never ending. Shesha means remainder, like an eternal remainder, right?
Okay.
And that one corresponds to the constellation of Andromeda, which is no, sort of. It's more like Uttra Purva Bhadrapada. So it's like, I want to say it's more like Andromeda and the guy next to it, Pegasus and Andromeda, both of them, sort of. Now, Vasuki is another one that has, Vasuki has a Nagamani, and Nagamani is nothing more than a calcified venom gland, which is, fascinating in and of itself. Then Takshak was killed by an elephant, and I don't know what constellation Takshak corresponds to. Ajat Ekpad, but I have a theory of this one, of Takshak also. I'll tell you later. Ajat Ekpad is this one. This one, I think, has a lot of correlation with the volcano ones, or the Purva Bhadrapada one. Now, Astika is the son of Mansa Devi, and I think this one corresponds to Reticulum, and I'll show you why. Actually, if you look in your app, you'll see that Mensa constellation is right next to it. And so I think Mensa, Manasa, sort of. Now, Karkota, I think, corresponds to Krakatoa, that volcano. You've heard of that one?
No.
Okay, well.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. Then these ones are the easy ones. Vaitrayani is river serpents, as it says in the chant, and that one is Eridanus. Ahir Budhinya corresponds to the Andromeda. Living in mountains and mounds, I wonder if it's Vitrasu and it's the old Draco. The wandering serpents, the Nagas, Hydra, are good old Ashwesha. Earthly snakes, Sarpas, the constellation of serpents. And this one, he says Ananta of Rasatala, where there's venom. Venom is not in sort of the Sanskrit and all, the word vish and venom and all is not necessarily like poison. It's more like alchemy, chemicals kind of thing, And I wonder if that one corresponds to Ophiuchus. So,
Interesting. You realize that in Colorado we only
The rattlesnake, the cottonmouth rattlesnake, is the only venomous snake in Colorado.
I did not know that. Wow.
It's just interesting when you
Yeah.
mentioned the venom.
Yeah, this thing. But, wait, can I see you? Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Here, you see this? That has the egg. So there's this thing called, and if you look at any of these, if you look at any of these diagrams online of how it looks when the Earth is spinning around the sun and all the planets are going around? Doesn't it show like it's going like this?
Yes.
And yeah, so they already, I guess, knew that. Now, where is I wanted to show you the Jewish version too, because like there's so many in every single cosmology, right? And they have in every single cosmology. Here, cosmomap. Here we go. Look at this. In the Mayan one, in the Norse one, right? Everywhere it's depicted as the egg.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, the Jewish one was very fun because where is the Jewish one? Let me see this one. Is it this? Oh, the Hebrew one. Well, okay, it's not here. But there was this one where it looked like there was a snake in the sky. And I felt like that jived perfectly with the fact that there was Draco up there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so what is this one? This is Draco. This is Draco. This one's Hydra. Hydra is the Ashlesha one, right? If you think about it, so this is the Ashlesha one. Then I think somewhere here. Let's see. Who is this one? Agastya and Kashyap is somewhere here also. Then Corvus is right here. And then, see, this is interesting. You have the owl over here. And owl is also the bird of that galactic center constellation.
That's really cool.
Right? And these are like these ancient pictures, right? That, like, how did they know? Because it's like, we arrogantly think that we're the only ones who discover stuff with our telescopes and everything. Okay. And this is Sheshnag, okay? This is Sheshnag. And this is an image of Lord Vishnu reclining on the Sheshnag. First of all, isn't it just beautiful?
Yes. You need to do one of your paintings.
Right? Yeah. So here's an interesting thing, okay? Do you know what or who Vishnu is?
No.
He is the god of consciousness. Yes, he is the preserver. Like, in the three Murti, it's like the creator, the preserver, and the destroyer, right? He is the preserver. But if you think about just the word meaning in the name and the Vishnu being consciousness itself, then philosophically
one might make the point that consciousness is what preserves us. I could see that. Yeah. And Vasuki, the snake, is known to Vasuki was sorry, I'm mixing up my snakes here. Vasuki was the bowstring for the other guy, for Lord Shiva, the destroyer. But this one, Anantashesha, he's known to recline on what is and what was and whatever will be, world without end, amen. Like, I think that is freaking fascinating also, Yeah. And extremely. Right? Yeah. And then, this is why I've been meaning to put all these in the Excel too, because if you see them all, right, here, now you have all your dragon children all together. Look at this. What constellations are these? Okay, so here's Hydra, right? Our good old Hydra. Ashlesha. Canis Minor, the little dog. Canis Major is somewhere above, I guess, right? Then, let's see. Sorry, Eridanus, right? Eridanus right here. Yeah. The River Serpent. And here's Orion with his 3-star belt, right? Yeah. Yes. And anyways, I'm trying to see which more. And I found it. found it. The Jewish Cosmo map. This was very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, check this out. Because I'm trying to see. Well, in the picture that I saw, maybe okay. This resolution really sucks, but there were snakes in the sky. In their version, there were snakes in the sky, and I think this was fascinating because, again, like in the family tree of the dragons and all. So there's one mythology of oh, so by the way, Indra is, you know who, right? Indra is your Jeshta nakshatra. What we've been talking about recently. You know,
Yeah.
one who exiled Varuna. That's this guy, okay? And apparently he used this thunderbolt type of weapon to kill Vritra, who was the dragon in the sky, right? Like the cumulonimbus cloud. And I wonder, okay, this is just my own hypothesis. I wonder if that guy, here, sorry. I wonder if this guy is this guy. Yeah, I wonder if this guy is this guy.
A parallel to say that in him, quote unquote, defeating this guy,
Right.
all it means is the age of people looking at Tuban, which is the pole star at that time, is over, and now we are at Polaris. And it's nothing more than that. You know, but like, we people are so silly that we wouldn't get it if people just said it like that. So we have to make up these things of like, you know, he defeated this dragon, and so now this dragon was no more. And then there were the 7 sages, right? And the 7 sages are these ones, and this is the lineage, and this is how it goes. I wonder. Yeah. So that's conjecture on my part. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It should be very interesting.
Right. Yeah. I wonder. So here, I'm going to stop recording.